Alright, everybody. Welcome back to Redneck Rantings. That was my wife and the dog. She's trying to remain anonymous. Today is Tuesday, Wednesday, March, whatever. I don't know. Not paying attention to the date. Taking a break from the politics. We're going to do actually two quick videos tonight. They're both going to be non-political. Tomorrow I'm going to jump into some politics. I got a whole bunch of stuff I want to say about politics. The next two videos are going to be reviews, entertainment reviews. First one I want to talk about is a movie that is making the rounds on the various on-demand streaming services. It is The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. Yes, that is actually the title of the movie. The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. This movie stars the legendary Sam Elliott of more amazing films than I have time to list here. Tombstone leaps to mind. He was one of the Earp brothers. That's one of my roommates in the background. He's also the father figure in the Netflix original series The Ranch. You know who Sam Elliott is. It also stars Ron Livingston, probably most famous for his role in the classic comedy Office Space. And for those of you who haven't seen it yet, do so, okay? It's, like I said, it's currently available on demand. It's like $6 to rent it on Vudu or on Google Play. And it's a really simple, solidly done film with really very few special effects of any description, very, very character-driven. Now, one of the things that I like about the movie, and spoiler alert, I am going to kind of give some spoilers here. Alright, not too many though. Basically nothing you can't pick up from the trailer. The movie is... It's about a man who is kind of in his twilight years. He's a World War II veteran, and as the title of the movie suggests, when he was a younger man, he enlisted in the American forces in World War II, and he put a bullet into Adolf Hitler's face. Now, here's where things get interesting. The movie does not make any claims at being an alternate history film, okay? This is not one of those, well, what if Hitler died before he shot himself in the bunker, okay? There is a very, very powerful scene where he talks to Ron Livingston's character about his involvement in this particular mission, okay? And it's a hell of a reveal that you're like, you know what? I could totally see that working. Okay? The trailer makes this movie out to be kind of a standard actioner film. Okay? It's not. Don't get me wrong. There's some really good action sequences in it. And as always, Sam Elliott holds his own in anything that involves kicking ass. I mean, you believe that this guy, at 70-some years old, is capable of beating some ass. But action is really not the thrust of the film, and I think that's what makes it so good. The action sequences are punctuation marks. They're exclamation points. All right? The real story is the story of a man who is in his twilight years. He's lived, by all accounts, a really interesting, amazing life, and now he's just kind of surviving and operating on momentum. The phrase waiting to die kind of comes to mind. And it's a story of his personal reflection on his past, on the regrets for some of the choices that he made, some of the things that he wishes he had done differently. And the quiet intensity with which these movies, with which these moments are played, really sells the film, okay? You find yourself not caring about the fact that, hey, this isn't the action movie that I was promised in the trailer. You are deeply invested in this guy's basically daily struggle against the entropy of existence, okay? There is a recurring sequence where he keeps on going back to this box that he keeps under his bed. And they never explicitly say what's in the box, but you kind of get a feeling for, you kind of get an idea for what it might be. And I'm not going to reveal anything about that beyond the fact that he keeps on going back to the box and he's just like, what's in here? All right? The fight choreography, there's a really brutal fight scene fairly early on in the movie, which illustrates the fact that this seemingly doddering old man used to be and still is a legit badass. There's a couple of other fight sequences which are also extremely well done, in which Mr. Elliot does a reasonable job of portraying a man. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm going to strike the word reasonable. He does an excellent job of portraying a man who is at an age where most guys are sitting in a rocking chair, boring their grandchildren with stories about days gone by, and yet he is fighting for his life against the elements and against a very dangerous physical opponent beyond the environment. The premise of the movie is that the way he gets brought into the and then killed the Bigfoot part of it is that there is a Bigfoot, like an actual Sasquatch, in Canada, which has contracted this strain of megaflu, which is crossing pretty much every species barrier except for the birds, and any mammalian species that gets it dies. Okay, this is the Hiroshima of flu viruses, and it's ranging inside this 50-mile circle, and virtually every higher life form other than the birds is stone dead from this thing's illness. All right? And the fear is that if it gets down to more populated areas, places where there are more humans, it is going to be a pandemic which will not just erase human life, but which will write off mammalian life on this planet in its entirety, and it's going to be down to the birds and maybe the bugs and the lizards, maybe. Okay? And Elliot's character is virtually the only individual, despite his advanced years, capable of taking on this mission. And he doesn't really want to do it because all he wants to do is just live out his last years. He's done enough things for God and for God and country, and he just wants to not bother anybody and not be bothered by anybody. But his conscience compels him to go ahead and do this anyway. And so he goes off into the wilderness and he does what he has to do. This is a very powerful, very quietly intense film. The sequence that I described in which he talks about shooting Hitler and the aftermath of that mission. I've been watching movies since I was a 5-year-old kid, so we're talking 42 years here. Easily one of the most powerful and intense couple of minutes of screen time I've ever seen, and it really illustrates why Sam Elliott is such a grandmaster at his craft. The actor Larry Miller, who is one of those people, like, you know, you probably don't know who he is, but you definitely recognize him in a bunch of stuff. He did some voice work as the boss in the Dilbert animated series. Plays Elliot's character's kid brother, and he's just this very quiet everyman who works as a town barber, and he's kind of our lens into the character, into who this man is, and our point of relatability to him, because this individual has done so much crazy stuff over the years that normal mortals like us, we can't get it. Okay, we can't begin to relate to him, but his town barber kid brother is somebody we can relate to, and through that filter, we're able to experience the human side of him much more ably, I think. Overall, I would say that this is one of the best movies I've seen in the last year or so. It's got a minimal cast. Like I said, very, very minimal special effects. The creature effects on the Bigfoot, and yes, you do get to see the Bigfoot, were very well done. There's one scene where you're like, oh god, dude, you're so much better than that movie. But overall, the creature effects were very, very solid. The writing was good. You care about Elliot's character, and you care about his brother the whole time you're watching it. There's no point in this film at which you are not personally invested in what happens to this guy. So, my recommendation, I want to say an easy 4 out of 5 stars. Go to Vudu or Google Play or some other streaming service, and please, honestly, don't pirate it, okay? Pay the $5 or $6 to rent this film. It is absolutely worth it, and the people behind the movie did a masterful job creating it. They deserve our money. I'm probably going to purchase it when it comes out on Blu-ray or DVD because it's just that good. That's all for now. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell button. Validate my misanthropic, rambling existence with your patronage. And I will see y'all in a few minutes when I review Love, Death, and Robots. Bye.